Here we go. Leafs first. The Jets. Leafs are on a bit of a roll lately. And the Jets, not so much. Go Leafs, go. I have a bit better setup this time. I have some more graphics I added. Hopefully it seems like I think it'll work. Happy New Year. Hopefully this is a good year for the Leafs. All right. That was in. That Domi scored there. For sure that looked in. Like it didn't even look close to the post. It went right, hit the back of the net. How did that not go in? That was a beauty goal. I don't know how we'll see the replay. But the Leafs are off to a good start anyways. Yeah, I thought he did score. He looked like it hit the back of the net. The Leafs are playing pretty good. Oh, they're going to show the replay now. Oh, it hit the crossbar. Man, just the way it hit it went. The puck hit it and went down. It looked like it went in the back of the net. I guess the ref must have heard it. Must have heard it hit the bar. Yep. That would have been a great highlight reel goal. Well, the Leafs are all over them. Yeah. Seems like the Toronto Maple Leafs are back. The team that we knew from last year. I have a feeling they're back. But that's the Leafs. You know, over the years, they get you to, it's like a roller coaster. Oh, they got at least got a penalty. Oliver Ekman-Larsson for tripping. Right in front of the Winnipeg net. Those offensive zone penalties. Well, I guess people, they get carried away, but they're not necessary. Yep, Oliver Ekman-Larsson got the penalty. Well, the Leafs are the number 4 penalty kill in the league right now. And the power play the last few games has been fantastic, too. I have 2 people watching now. Whoever else is watching, maybe type something in. Type something in the chat. The more of us chatting, the better, because I ran out of things to say. Like I'm not. I wish I could draw on my inner Joe Bowen and do the play-by-play. Matthew Knies. Oh, almost shorthanded. Stole the puck, shorthanded. They were saying Matthew Knies doesn't look like he's going to make the U.S. Olympic team, and they think that he's like disappointed about it, mad about it. But I think a lot of it was to do with the way the Leafs were playing. Like if the Leafs were, in first place, like and play like like they were last year during the regular season, I think Knies would have been on the team. The Leafs killed off the penalty. Nick Waugh was pulled down. No penalty. Oh, that's great. You're going to see the Leafs and Canucks a week from Saturday. That should be fun. And the way the Leafs have been playing, the Leafs might be a pretty good game. The way they've been playing lately. I feel bad for the people that went to, they spent tons of money and went to a game about a month ago when the Leafs just stank, even like a few weeks ago. Wow, that'll be in the lower bowl. That'll be fantastic. I don't think I ever sat down that like the Gardens. Like I used to. That's when I used to go to the games more. But I think, but I sat down low at a Toronto Toros game. With a lot of people don't even remember they were because the WHA was competing with the NHL at that time, so Toronto had 2 teams. And I went to a Toronto Toros game and sat down low, but it was in the corner, and I found that it was hard to see, like down along the boards. A lot of people don't nowadays. The WHA's kind of forgotten, even though there's 4 teams in the NHL that came from when the WHA folded. There's four NHL teams that are from the WHA. There's Carolina Hurricanes, which were the Hartford Whalers. The original Winnipeg Jets, which is now Utah. The Quebec Nordiques, which is now the Colorado Avalanche. And the Edmonton Oilers, which is still the Edmonton Oilers. It's the only team that didn't move. They came into the league, I think it was for the 1980 season. I think that's when they folded. The league lasted about less than 10 years. And they took so many NHL players, and Harold Ballard was easy to outbid. So that was like a big problem with the Leafs in the 70s too that nobody talks about anymore. So all these players went to the WHA, and like Montreal kept them and won 4 Stanley Cups during the 70s. But Harold Ballard wouldn't pay to keep them. Harold Ballard destroyed the Leafs in so many ways. Yeah, he's playing more like himself lately. Playing way better. I guess maybe he's getting excited about the Olympics and all that. Hopefully when he comes back, he's healthy still. We got to see the Leafs go on a long playoff run finally. It's ridiculous. It's like 10 years from this era. They should have made so many mistakes. Oh, Alex Gaming, go Leafs. Go Leafs, go. I have 5 people. There's 5 people now watching me. Like just gab talking into space. I'm not doing much of the play-by-play, but I guess y'all have the game on anyways. You can just hear me like ramble on about whatever, because that's what I do. That's my talent, rambling on about the Leafs and about hockey. Oh yeah, how's Dakota Joshua doing? Have you heard anything more about it? Like, that's scary stuff. Because he was peeing blood, and they kept him in Detroit. He never came back to Toronto. He might still be in the hospital there. There's a documentary. It's like I forget how many parts series about Boreas Salming, like how tough he was and all that. And it showed, and I didn't remember that from when I was younger, but showed in the documentary that he was peeing blood, and he didn't tell anybody. He kept playing. It was like in this. It was like a mini series with a few-part series. It was on Crave. You could watch it. I don't know if you could watch it on other formats, but this was a long time ago. It was, well, less than a year ago that I saw it, I think. And it was on Crave. Yeah, that's not good if he's still in the hospital there. Hopefully he's okay. That's scary stuff. He's had some serious. Last year he had also he had cancer to start last season in Vancouver. but that's supposed to be all healed. He's all recovered from that. And now to have a kidney injury. And he was playing great for the Leafs. He started off slow, but he was playing fantastic. Well, what do you? We have to bet on the Leafs. You mean? I don't. I don't really bet. I don't. Uh, I don't really bet or anything much. Like I buy the odd lottery ticket every once in a while, but I never did any of that sports betting before. Yeah, kind of, and that it was like it seems like it's a foot injury, which is actually I was happy to hear that it's kind of when I heard it's a foot injury, I was actually happy because that the stuff he has going on with it, he had concussion injury and then a neck injury, and so once you start messing around with head and neck injuries, that's dangerous stuff. So foot injury for sure will heal, but so much bad luck though. I've had too many concussions. That's why I somehow have trouble spitting out when I'm talking and all that. That's one of the things I have. That's why I don't usually like doing the live stream, but something new for me, you know. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, hopefully he's back soon. It's liable to have a broken foot or something. The skates are way more protective than they were in the old days. Like now, the skates are like plastic. Like back in the old days, it was just like thin leather. And I remember, like as a kid, if you bought if you bought like the cheap skates, I had instead of this like this, it would be leather, and the support on the inside it would be with cardboard, like on the cheaper skates. So if they got wet, there's like no support. But still, even like the expensive skates, like the Tacks, they had like Tacks have been legendary since most of the star players and all that had them way back in the '60s and all that. So even they had like the really good skates, the Tacks. So they had, they would have leather supports, like hardened leather inside, like between the lining and the outer. Like everybody was, like makes fun about how these players looked, that they weren't that, but people should try skating with the old time skates before they criticize the old time players. And goalies should try going in that with that thin leather chest protector and the goalie pads that weigh a ton, and when they get wet, they weigh 2 tons, and no mask. And even when they wore a mask, the mask's just like some fiberglass on your face. Like people don't realize how much the goaltending and the shooting and the skating, how much is it to do with the equipment? They don't realize it. They should try the old equipment. And they was, say, well, how do they ever do that? Like now, like the goalie pads, they rotate on your legs. Starting in the early 2000s, they rotate on their legs, so everybody could do a butterfly now. Like, well, not too many. Like when they didn't have the mask, not too many goalies would do the butterfly. Like Glenn Hall was a butterfly goalie back in the 1950s. He invented it, but nobody else wanted to do it without a mask and all that thin equipment. They used to say Glenn Hall would barf before every game. He was so nervous because some of these guys. Happy New Year, Alex. And people don't realize that some of these guys, like Andy Bathgate and Bobby Hull, could really shoot the puck. And Bobby Hull, like for the Blackhawks, Bobby Hull and Stan Mikita, they were the first ones to start curving the sticks. And Bobby Hull would put this huge curve in the stick. This was like in the 60s when the goalies had no mask. And he would just wind right up and blast these slap shots, and the goalies had no clue where they were going. They were like, he would like, and he didn't care. He would be like whistling these slap shots up around the goalies' ears, and they weren't wearing masks. And his shot was clocked. Well, I've been told, a lot of people, I don't know if it's just a legend or true or whatever, but his shot was clocked at over 100 miles an hour back then, Bobby Hull's slap shot, with a huge curve. And originally they called, when they brought in the rules to get away with, to limit the amount of curve you could have in the stick, originally they called it the Bobby Hull rule, because they didn't have any rule. He would just curve that thing around. And as kids, we all used to do that, like with the, well, not all, I didn't. I had like friends that would heat up the wood, like wood sticks. They could heat it up and curve it. Yep. Yeah, I'll be watching that Canada against Slovakia tomorrow night, 7:30. Well, yeah, I think it will be a better year for the Leafs. I'm up to 3 people now watching. It's doing better than the other night. It's pretty good. Our chat rate. I don't know the different concurrent view. I've seen concurrent viewers and chat rate. I don't know. Yeah, it sounds like it could be Canada against Sweden. They're both two of the top teams by the looks of it so far. Winnipeg just scored. The score, I don't know, like the scoreboard thing, I wasn't updating it. Was it 5:46? There's a delay in where I'm watching it. It throws me way off. I don't know what's. I have to try not to look at the screen too much because it throws me off. Oh, there we go. The score updated. There's like the delay is just throws me right off every time I look at it. Oh yeah, he was. I think I heard that somebody because I don't really remember, but I think somebody said he was playing on a line with Timo Solani, and he was a great player. I guess to protect Timo Solani, Timo Solani. I think as a rookie, I think he scored something like 76 goals in his rookie season with the Winnipeg Jets. It's a shame that the original Winnipeg Jets left Winnipeg. But at least they were so happy when they got a team back. Now I'd like to see the Quebec Nordiques get a team back because the original Quebec Nordiques went to Colorado. They did the Colorado Avalanche, Quebec Nordiques. Yeah. Oh, who you mean like Stoller? You talking about Stollers was injured? Alex? I guess you're talking about Stollers. He was injured. He's been injured a long time. Who knows if he's coming back? But they're doing pretty good with Wall and Hildeby. But it'd be better if they had Stollers back, though, more of a veteran. Getting in towards the playoffs. If something happens to Wall, I'd rather have Stollers, the more veteran goalie. A healthy Stollers than Hildeby. But it seems like Hildeby's going to be like a good goalie. It seems like he's going to be the Leafs goalie of the future. At least the Leafs didn't trade him like they did with Tuukka Rask. The Leafs had Tuukka Rask and traded him to the Bruins for Andrew Raycroft, who was also a goalie, and he stank. Yeah, they don't even say what's wrong with Stollers. Strange. But the Leafs, they don't say what's wrong with anybody. The only one they said what was wrong was Dakota Joshua. I keep fixing these. They keep like falling off, and so I have to keep pushing them so they don't fall out. Well, one of these days I'll go to pee or something, and they'll fall into the toilet, and I'll get ones that stay on. Yeah, Team USA announces their team tomorrow. See what Matthew Knies is on there. Yeah, they said that he had trouble putting. Matthews had got got hit with the puck in the foot, and his foot was so swollen he couldn't get his skate on. So that's why he didn't play the other day. So, but that stuff, at least stuff like that, it'll heal pretty quick, and oh man, 2-0 Winnipeg now. Well, it went off Matthews. Went off Austin Matthews' stick. Yeah. Nylander, he's still not playing. And they just said it. They asked what was wrong with him. All they said was a lower body injury. So who knows what that is? Could be his ankle. Could be his knee. Who knows what it is? But they said he was feeling better. He's starting to feel better. Just not good enough to play yet. But ultimately, it doesn't matter as long as they make the playoffs and they're healthy in the playoffs. If they got to keep resting, guys up, and they get healthy in the playoffs. Yeah. Yeah, Matthews deflected it. Well, the Leafs could come back. They're capable of coming back. Yep, 2-0 Winnipeg. Yeah, I hope they come back. They need the points. They have to go on a real streak here, winning streak. They have to make up for how bad they played at the start of the year, or for the first couple months. Yeah, the Jets have been losing a lot lately. I think they lost. I think I heard they lost 7 in a row or something. And the Leafs have been playing good, but nobody likes losing to the Leafs. Like so many players. Well, even a lot of players admit it. Like a lot of players are from Ontario, and they come here, and it's like one of their like for the visiting teams. It's one of the favorite players for a lot of players on the visiting teams are from Ontario, and they love playing here. Because you always see like these teams, always have those few players that are from Ontario that always seem to get like winning goals and tying goals. Brad Marchand, he's from Nova Scotia, I think. He's from Nova or PI, I forget. He's from the East Coast, but he was a Leafs fan. It turns out somebody asked him a while ago, about a year ago or something, and he said he grew up a Leafs fan, and he likes playing the Leafs. Too bad he didn't want to play here though. He went to Florida. No, then that's what maybe will get them going. Maybe they'll get it. Hopefully, Winnipeg will take a penalty, and like in the second period, because the power play they're finally getting some goals on the power play. But the Leafs, for whatever reason, over the last whatever it is, like 10 years or whatever, they show the stats. Like they had all these skilled players, but they draw one of the least penalties in the league. Like the team they're playing against hardly gets any penalties. Like they draw the least amount of penalties in the league. All this time with all those star players, and like so it doesn't make sense. You know, like guys like Connor McDavid and all that, like draws so many penalties. But when they had Matthews and Marner and Nylander, they weren't calling penalties like against them, like for the opposing team, like they did. And ever since George Soros has been the head of the player safety, NHL player safety, the Leafs have had the most suspensions since he's been, like most suspensions of any team in the NHL. The Leafs. Since George Soros has been the head of player safety. But George Soros hates the Leafs. Like I'm trying to remember, Colton Orr was in Montreal. George Soros was playing for Montreal, and he got into a fight with Colton Orr and knocked him out cold. And I think that was ended his career. It was close to the end of the career. And then soon after that, he was the head of player safety. So a lot of people are suspicious that the Leafs ended his career. Now he's going to keep suspending them. Who George Soros? You mean he's a joke? You mean George Soros? Yeah, it's ridiculous. How could the Leafs be the most suspended team since he's been the head of player safety? Like the Leafs aren't a dirty team. Everybody's saying they're soft, and they don't do anything. They're not aggressive. They're soft. So if they're not aggressive, they're not soft. How are they the most team with the most suspensions? And same thing with the penalties. How do they draw the least penalties out of any team? One of the least, not the elite, but down near the bottom every year. I see people keep coming and going, viewers. Now, during the intermission, it's harder to keep the talk going. Like, keep talking we could, with no action. The Leafs got off to a good start. Like, they had the pressure on. Now, now it's the intermission. My mind's gone blank. I don't really know what to say about the Leafs. There's no action. No, I never went to a Leafs game on the road. Have you? Have you been to a Leafs game on the road? You know where? You know where would like to go see a Leafs game on the road? Well, now I'm getting old, so I don't think I'm going to be traveling around much. But the place I would have liked to see a Leafs game on the road is the Montreal Forum, or now I guess it's the Bell Center, whatever they call it now. I think the best place to see a game on the road would be Montreal, but a lot of people go to Buffalo and Columbus, like Ottawa, because it's easier to get tickets. Detroit. I actually feel bad for Buffalo fans. Like sometimes, like the Leafs there, it's like 70% because Buffalo's so bad that the fans aren't, not getting the turnout. Then the Leafs are there, and the building's like 70% Leafs fans. Yeah, probably even in Montreal, they'd be too expensive. Leafs versus Habs. But there's some place they saying like it's cheaper to travel. I remember the Leafs played Carolina in the playoffs This was I guess the early 2000s, and there was like all these Leafs fans going to Carolina, and they said that I remember the time that they were saying that it was cheaper to travel to Carolina to see the Leafs game than it was to like just go downtown and watch it here. Like with all the travel and everything, it was still cheaper than buying a ticket at the Air. Well, that back then was the Air Canada Center, called the Air Canada Center. When I was a kid, like the local Toronto stations, like NBC was Channel 2, CBS Channel 4, ABC was Channel 7. So, so you get that in Toronto, that like Buffalo's local stations. And remember like NBC, I don't remember ABC, but I remember NBC and CBS would show like different years. I think different channels showed it, but they used to show Sabres games, Buffalo Sabres games, and this was in the days of Gilbert Perreault, uh, René Robert, and Richard Martin, the French Connection line. And the Sabres were a fantastic team. They lost some tough. They never won the cup because they lost some tough series. But the Leafs would be out of the playoffs, and I'd cheer for the Sabres. So I don't have a problem with the Buffalo Sabres. They were kind of like a backup team, but I was a fan of them, sort of. Yeah, Buffalo or Ottawa are both like home games when the Leafs are there. When like since when I was a kid or whatever, when the Leafs were out of the playoffs, a lot of time I would cheer for the Habs. I know a lot of Leafs fans don't want to hear that because, like, I was born in Toronto, and I've always been a diehard Leafs fan. But my Montreal-born father was a Habs fan. I probably shouldn't admit that on my channel. And the 1970s, they won. The Habs won 4 Stanley Cups in a row, and the Leafs were like right in the Harold Ballard era. Oh man, that was a nightmare. But it was all. That's why I could handle. Like sometimes, like people like in the comments are so serious with their insults and stuff like that. So then that I don't like. But if somebody's like just you know making fun of the Leafs and like they're a fan of another team and they're making fun of the Leafs, I generally don't take it that serious. It's just all in fun. But some people they take it too hard where they just hate Leafs fans. Like and they really that's when I have to kind of block some every once in a while some commenters Some, I get commenters. Some of them are real jerks. And I try to keep the channel positive and everything, so usually people don't see it. Like I try to keep things in line. Yeah, I don't know if I should have admitted that my dad was a Habs fan. But I've always been a diehard Leafs fan, like right from as long as I can remember. I feel like I was born a Leafs fan, where I jokingly say to people that I think I was hearing Leafs games in the womb, because there was never a time where I wasn't a Leafs fan. And my love of hockey, it's like as long as back as I could remember. Like even though I was so young, I feel like I even remember like the early '60s Leafs. Like I was 7 when they won in '67. But for some reason, I feel like I kind of remember. I don't know why. I feel like I remember '62, '63, '64, and I was basically just a little kid, like an infant practically. That's like in the other Toronto teams I watch, like I'm sort of a bandwagon fan of the Blue Jays and the Raptors, like when they're in the playoffs and all that. Even though there was a period in the 1990s where I really got into, because it was year after year the Blue Jays were good, and my friends were all into the Blue Jays, and we would go to like clubs and everything, and we'd be playing baseball. Like they were all like this was like I was an adult, 1990s or not 1980s. Yeah, it was the 1980s, like because the Blue Jays were starting to get good like around 1985, and my friends we were all in our 20s. We used to go play baseball, and go to bars to watch the playoff games, stuff like that. So, but it's not the same. Like I don't know baseball like I know hockey. I don't know for sure. I don't know basketball like I know hockey. I always found basketball frustrating to play. Like if we played with friends or whatever, I always found basketball frustrating because I always wanted to pick up the ball and run with it like a football. It just felt so weird to me. You have to bounce it. You have to bounce it. You can't just pick it up and run with it like a football. So that always kind of wasn't something I was into. Like bouncing the ball. You have to bounce it. You can't. Do I remember what I did when the Leafs blew the 4-1 lead in 2013? You mean? I did. It was just one of the worst in my life losses. I went when when they tied it up. I just kept the sound on, but I went to lie down. I was so That's how I was just like freaking out, and I felt like they blew it. Yeah, I've done that where I can't watch the odd time. But now I force myself, like if they're blowing it or something, I force myself to watch because of the YouTube channel and all that, because people are going to ask, me questions what the game and everything, and I make videos to do with the games, so I watch now. But that's just yeah, and then it was just it like bothered me for so long. Like people that aren't diehard Leafs fans, they don't understand. Like it's still bugging. Like days later, like a huge loss, like playoff loss, still bugging you. Like for like at least a few days. Yeah, but I didn't do any. The only thing was be really upset about it. Mad about it, and that's all you could do. What else? There wasn't anything else you could do. But it's about time they do something finally. Hopefully. I was frustrated when I was mad when they hired Dubas. I wasn't happy with that because they had such a chance, man. Like when you think of it, like when Marner, Matthews, Nylander, the Leafs just scored. Was that Matthews? No. Yeah. Yeah, Austin Matthews. I'm definitely not Joe Bowen. Right? Is that Matthews? Yeah, no. Joe Bo- Joe Bowen's probably going like, "Holy Mackinac, what a goal!" And I'm like, who was that again? That was a beauty tip, top corner. At least back. I had a feeling at least they're back in it. They said that they said that Matthews was really happy to have Domi back on his line. I like playing when he Domi was on his line when he got the 69 goals. Like Marner was injured for 12 games, and then when he came back, I think it was like, oh man, they got Wall moving the wrong way. That's just, oh man. But they got to keep on it. They had some high scoring games lately. They got to like sort of open it up a bit again. Like keep play good defense, but yeah, that's constantly. They constantly give it up right away. I don't know what that is about them. They've been like that for years, where they score and then 10 seconds later the other team like scores too. They constantly do that. I don't know, man. At least there's one thing they were doing for years and years that they stopped doing is that the too many men on the ice penalties. It was happening with Babcock, and it was happening with Sheldon Keefe, and then it was happening last year with Berube. But finally, that's cleared up. They kept getting that. Well, I don't know if it went on Friday. I just noticed like Wall was looked like Wall was going the wrong way. He was slid one way and then caught him going the wrong way. Here's the replay here. Oh no, what am I saying? That's Roberts. Robertson's a pretty good player. I forgot about that. Jonathan Toews is on Winnipeg now. I don't know what's going on with Morgan Riley. Like he's been playing a bit better. Oh, okay. I'm glad that you're back. The more more of us here, the better. It makes it easier. Thanks for coming back. People could just see me watching the way what the way I'm moving with the play. But with the delay, people might see what am I looking at now because there's a delay. Oh man, yeah, the arena is quiet because the Leafs are having one of those 4-1 Winnipeg now. Oh man, it's a disappointing game. They were doing so good lately. Hopefully they get back on track. If they don't go on a bit of a streak now, it's going to be so hard to come back. They have 17 games in January. So if they don't have a good January, they're toast. They're putting Hildeby in. Well, played fantastic the last game. Like this game, he didn't play too bad. It was just bad bounces. It's a sloppy play of the Leafs. Like when the team is playing sloppy in front of you, it's hard for the goalie because when things are scrambly and sloppy, it makes it hard for the goalie. Because a lot of the goalie is doing what they do is read and react. Things have to be somewhat predictable, and then they get in the way of the puck if things are predictable. But if things are scrambly, they could. Good positioning doesn't mean anything because everything's like moving around. When it's scrambly, it makes the goalie scrambly. Like when the team is scrambly, it makes the goalie scrambly. Yeah. Dennis Hildeby in net. That's why a lot of times you see goalies, they didn't play that great in the minors, like in the AHL, and then they come up to the NHL and they're way better save percentage and all that than they had in the AHL. A lot of it is because of the predictability. Like it's you know where the defensemen are going to be. You know everything's more predictable. Like as you move up levels, actually can be in some ways easier for the goalie. But he could have, like Matthews, could just take charge of a game like this. You know, go and score. But that's what he was doing a couple of years ago. Be a game like this, and then Matthews would go out there and score 2 or 3 goals. And the Leafs are back in it. He doesn't do that anymore. Like all it takes is Matthews to go down the ice and rip one right now. That's what he used to do. Yeah, well, and then they complain like, oh, like it's Scotiabank Arena is so quiet. It's not quiet when like how it's hard for the fans to put in effort when the players are like playing like this. They could at least make it 4-2, and then by the end of the period, well, halfway to go through the period, I don't know. They could just get a couple goals. Yeah, it always happens. Like a team like Winnipeg, they pick Toronto to, you know, they stank for the last while, and then they pick Toronto to suddenly play good against. And the Leafs are the Leafs. You never know what. I think they're going to make the playoffs. Once they make the playoffs, I think they're going to catch fire and go on a run. But January is going to tell the story. Like, if they're not in a playoff spot at the end of January, I think it's going to be tough after the Olympic break because everybody's going to be focused then Not me thinking like now. A lot of these star players, they probably have the Olympics on their mind a bit. But once everybody, all the star players and everybody get back from the Olympics and everything, and if the Leafs aren't in the playoff spot, then it's going to be tough. Oh yeah, like relatively speaking, like what because now like that, with the inflation and everything. But back then, it cost they sit down in the red. Like at first it was the Reds, and then they made for some reason they made another. They split it up where they still had the Reds, but the Reds weren't right at the bottom. They had the Golds at Maple Leaf Gardens. So at first it was the Reds right down the bottom, then it was the Golds, and it was always expensive. They always say it was like the real fans would sit up in the nosebleeds. It was like way louder up there, but yeah, it was expensive back then too, because it's there. When you look at how many people go to a Blue Jays game, like there's like 44,000 or whatever go to the Blue Jays games, and there's more Leafs fans in the city than there are Blue Jays fans. Like there's tons of like I'm not saying it's probably almost as much Blue Jays fans as there are Leafs fans, but there's more Leafs fans. And look at how they could fill up a 44,000 seat building, like Rogers Center. So they could so it's always been like that, even at the Gardens where it's tough to get a ticket because there's like so many Leafs fans. Every game would be a sellout, no matter how bad they played, and that's one of the things with Harold Ballard. Every game would be a sellout, and they let a lot of star players go to the WHA or go. Let Bernie Perron go to the WHA. And then he came back and went to the Flyers, and he was the best goalie in the league for a few years. All right. Oliver Ekman-Larsson with the scored a beauty, ripped it. Let's go. Oh yeah, beauty. Oh, went right between the body. Oh, that went between the arm and the body. It looked like. That's worse than getting scored 5-hole. Arms should be tight to the body. You shouldn't have holes to the body. 5-hole, you can't help. You gotta. You don't want to go down too early. So you got a 5-hole. You gotta time it perfectly. You don't want to go down too early. But through the arm and the body, that shouldn't happen. Yeah, they could come back for sure. And it's a good sign they didn't. Winnipeg didn't score 10 seconds later. So that's a good sign. This Troy Stetcher has been fantastic. That was a good acquisition. Whoa. Oh yeah, that's well, he'll be in net. Maybe he'll be on fire now. Get Winnipeg thinking. That second goal got them thinking. And the change of the goalie. Oh yeah, the Leafs are. They started the game off good. They started off the game off pretty good, and they're starting to play like that again. If they can make it 4-3, it's going to be a fantastic third period. Oh, okay. But thanks, Alex, for that was pretty good to have another person asking a question or talking, keeping the conversation going. I really appreciate it a lot. Thank you. How come you say never mind? You don't have to go now? Why did you say? How come you said never mind now? You don't have to go anymore. Hi, how's it going? HB Sports. I'm not the greatest of these live streamers, but takes practice. This is only the third live stream I've done. I did one 2 years ago, and I did one, I forget what day that was, Saturday, I think, and then today. So this is only the third live stream I've done, but I feel like I'm getting a little bit more relaxed at it. I feel like I'm maybe getting a bit better at it. Maybe if I do this another few years, get good at it like Steve Dangle. I doubt it. I don't I'll ever. I don't. It's not easy sitting there, kind of talking like that, like thinking of things. I feel the tide is starting to turn a bit. Like the Jets are starting to look a little bit worried, and the Leafs are seem to have a bit of a positive attitude. It looks like they're feeling a bit more positive. I wish Winnipeg would take a penalty already. Uh oh. Uh oh. Uh oh. Oh yeah, big save, Hildeby. 2-on-1. Came across and made the save. Oh yeah. All Leafs fans are mad about the Kerry Fraser non-call in 1993. Never get over that. And I've heard Kerry Fraser interviewed, and he even admits that he messed up, not calling the high stick on Gretzky. Game 6, overtime. And the Leafs could have gone, was scored in overtime, would have gone to the Stanley Cup final, and they would have beat Montreal in 93. Yeah, well, Boris Salming, I think there's an argument to be made that Boris Salming was the greatest Leaf of all time. Like, people look at the numbers of, like the forwards, Dave Keon and Austin Matthews, because they get, all the goals and all that. But just talent, skill, like, I think Boris Salming could be the best Leaf of all time. He's a defenseman, so he's got a lot of the best defense records on the Leafs. Like, there's still a bunch of records he has. Yeah, Daryl Sittler, he was like a real, he was an offensive player, but he was also like a grinder. Like, he would go along the boards and all that, and get the puck, and score. He was he wasn't just a skilled player. Like, and he could fight too, but he didn't do it very often. But he was like a he was like a grinder and a skilled player. Center. Yeah, I could see where people, if their favorite player is Austin Matthews, like all those years, that you have to keep positive that there's something wrong with him and he's gonna get back to the way he was. Like, you can't give up on him if he's your favorite player. Have to stay positive. I just never seen anything like it though. Like, a player to drop off like that bad. Like, there was debates of, like, a few years ago, people were debating who's the best player in the world, McDavid or Matthews. Well, a lot of Leafs fans were debating that in Edmonton, I don't think. And but now I don't know if he's in the top 15 players in the league. Yeah, William Nylander's a great player too. Oh, Hildeby's been playing great. Yeah, if Hildeby could shut the door. The Leafs could come back for sure. Hildeby's playing fantastic right now. Whoa, yeah, man. Be nice if they gave Winnipeg a penalty for something. Like, Leafs are falling all over the place. Yeah, oh man, blocker save, great blocker save, Hildeby. I help him along with it. Yeah, yeah. Oh, Riley's into it now. Yeah, probably. Oh, you got a Nylander jersey for Christmas? That's cool. Yeah, Matthews was the best player when he won the Hart Trophy. You know, but hopefully he's back to the way he was again by the playoffs. We're gonna need him in January. Okay, here we go with the power play. Too bad it's going to be broken in half with the because it's only a minute left in the period. Minute 7 left in the period. Shoot it. Oh man. Oh, come on. That was a close call. Almost gave up a shorthanded goal there. Oh man, I don't know. Like every time, like Riley has it, and then he's like thinking or whatever. I wish Riley could had a slap shot. Yeah, beauty. Pa- Power play goal. Austin Matthews. Beauty. Ripped it. 4-3 Leafs. 2 seconds left in the period. Beauty. Holy Mackinac. Trying to think of what Bob Cole might have said. Yep, got the momentum. 4-3 Elite. I mean 4-3 Jets, but the Leafs coming back. Here we go. 2 seconds left. Third period. Just down by 1. I'm just gonna go to take a washroom break now. And so I have a video when I take a washroom break, I have a video that I play. Okay, so I'll be back a couple minutes.
Clear the track, here comes Shaq. He knocks him down and he gives him a whack. He can score goals, he's found the knack. Eddie Shaq. They call him the great entertainer, but boy, Eddie's no clown. It couldn't be made any plainer. It's great to have Eddie in town. So clear the track, well here comes Shaq. He knocks him down and he gives him a whack. He can score goals, he's found the knack. Eddie Shaq. He started the year in the minors and almost gave up the game. Then boom, he's back with the big club, and the Leafs haven't quite been the same. Wow, clear the track, well here comes Shaq. He knocks him down and he gives him a whack. He can score goals, he's found the knack. Eddie Shaq. It's great to see him on right wing, or is it the left wing he plays? Well maybe it's both at the same time. He skates all over the place. So clear the track, well here comes Shaq. He knocks him down and he gives him a whack. He can score goals, he's found the knack. Eddie Shaq. Someday in the dim distant future, when they honor the greats of the game, they'll hang on the skates and the sweater in our hockey hall of fame. So clear the track, well here comes Shaq. He knocks him down and he gives him a whack. He can score goals, he's found the knack. Eddie Shaq. Eddie Shaq. Eddie Shaq. Eddie Shaq!
Okay, I'm back. I hope you liked the video. Oh, he's only 3 goals away now? Yeah, it's not, for some reason, it's not talked about much. Like, people, like, I think the way the season has gone, like, I don't know, it's kind of changed the attitude of people a bit. Yeah, but I think it'll, yeah, once he passes Matt Sundin in goals, I think there's going to be have a ceremony for him and all that. Maybe. Or, I'm not sure. Yeah, I would think. Oh no, I can't. No, I can't show like the live game. Like it's against like the rules of like to show live stuff. Like you could show like the way I show like the clips that's not live. So then like that's okay. But showing live they don't like that because because people pay the cable companies and all that to watch the Leafs, And so then if I'm just giving it away free, they're not too happy about that. And then, yeah, so then that's when you get like these copyright strikes and all that. It's pretty serious stuff. That's why the other people aren't doing. Oh, hi. Oh, that's good to see. That helped me out with the live, the live chat. It's not easy. Well, now it's the intermission. It's the intermission, so it's harder to keep things going, like my conversation, or whatever you want to call that, my rant or my babbling or whatever you want to call it. When the play is on, so then I'm getting like into the play. Right now I'm watching intermission. It's not, hard to get into, Hopefully you stick around until the third period. The Leafs are down 4-3, but they're coming back. Like they're down 4-1, but then they changed goalies, put Hildeby in net, and have a bit more of a positive attitude now. And Winnipeg seems to be, I don't know, wondering if they're going to lose again because they stink lately. So there's a huge chance the Leafs are going to come back and win this. So hopefully you stick around for the third period. Southern Hockey is a Leafs fan in Louisiana, which I find is pretty cool. Yep, 5-4 Leafs. I hope before overtime, though. Overtime's too stressful. Austin Matthews, Oliver Ekman-Larsson, and I'm having trouble remembering who scored the third one. Somebody else. For some reason, I'm having a senior's moment. A repetitively concussed senior's moment. Matthew scored twice. Oh, yeah, the deflection. Yeah. I forgot about that one. Yeah, Matthews got 2, and Oliver Ekman-Larsson got 1. Yeah, the Leafs are going to come back and win this. I ran out of things to say during the intermission. Like when the play is going, I could talk. Oh yeah, Matthews actually got 3 goals because he, he got one deflected one of Winnipeg's. Beauty deflection though. He was warming up on his own team. Anybody that starts to watch now, I'm just sitting here, but watching commercials. Not a lot to say about the commercials. Is everybody still around in the chat there? Nobody's saying anything. That's cool. Thank you. That's the one thing, like when you're doing these live streams, like you kind of dread just sitting there and nobody, nobody's watching or saying anything, or you're just sitting there talking to yourself. That's why when I see somebody doing a live stream it's part of my sort of Leafs community or whatever, I make sure to comment, watch their video if it shows up. Well, I don't, off the top of my head, I'm not sure if I should start clicking on stuff because it might cut me off. But I think they're right there. Close. Yeah, that was a horrible trade. Tuukka Rask for Andrew Raycroft. Turned into maybe one of the best goalies in Bruins history. And the Leafs had him. They traded him for basically for a goalie that stank. And then the Leafs kept playing him in the playoffs. the Leafs fan, do you know how many points? Because Hockey was asking how many points the Leafs are out of the playoff spot. Do you know? I don't. I don't want to because I always look at this. I don't want to click. I'm not sure if I start clicking on opening up other browser pages. I don't want to get cut off or something. Like when I'm in the comments on my videos, I look stuff up constantly so I don't make mistakes. But here I don't want to go to another browser page just in case. I'm not sure if this thing will keep going. It probably will. I hope. Because I have it hooked to like another program. Leafs should make a move for McDavid. Maybe they will. Maybe 2 years. He signed a 2-year contract. And McDavid is from the Toronto area. He played in the GTHL, played for the Toronto Marlies. In the Greater Toronto Hockey League. So, and he was a Leaf fan as a kid. He'd love to come. I think he'd love playing for the Leafs. Hopefully it works out. Mitch Marner played in the GTHL too. That didn't work out so good. A lot of NHL players played in the GTHL. Even a lot of the American players that like Quinn Hughes, I think Jack Hughes, but like 2 of the Hughes brothers played in the GTHL because their father was working for the Leafs at the time, and so they basically grew up in Toronto playing in the GTHL. Can't remember what team they played for. They might have played for the Marlies too. A long time ago, the Marlies were owned by the Leafs. Like the actual Toronto Marlboros, and the nickname was the Marlies. So that's why the Leafs farm team is called the Marlies. Because they used to own the Toronto Marlboros, which had the nickname the Marlies. Now I'm really confusing everybody. John Tavares played for the Marlies. Marlboros. Toronto Marlboros. I should just call them Toronto Marlboros so people don't get confused with the Leafs farm team. I even think like Nick Robertson was born in California, but I think he played in the GTHL. I think he was a Toronto Red Wing. Lots of NHL players played in the Greater Toronto Hockey League as kids. Well, I think it supplied more NHL than any other kids' league. Like, more players came from the GTHL, like, over the entire history of the league, of both leagues, than any other, like, kids' league. Buffalo's in a playoff spot? That's something different. They haven't done that in a while. But Buffalo was on a 9-game win streak. Wow. 10? Oh, it's 10 now? Wow. Everybody in the chat subscribe to each other. It's all like my Leafs community. Leafs fan community. But I was telling the Leafs fan before that, because we get, like, in Toronto, we get the local Buffalo stations in Toronto. So as a kid, like if the Leafs were out of the playoffs or anything like that, I would cheer for the Sabres. Back in the 1970s. But then everything went to cable, so we don't get, that was like when everything was just on regular TV, like the regular local stations. But now everything goes to the sports things, sports networks. So we don't get Buffalo games up here anymore. But I used to listen to, if the Leafs weren't on, I would put the Buffalo game on the radio. We got Buffalo radio stations here because it goes right across, like the Lake Ontario. We could pick up Buffalo stations. Yeah, I don't know. That's the thing with Max Domi. He doesn't shoot. Like, he has a great shot, and he always decides to pass or do something else. He has a good shot. He just prefers to pass. Like Mitch Marner used to do the same thing. And Morgan Riley does that, but Morgan Riley doesn't have a great shot though. he just holds on to it, looks for a pass, and everybody knows he doesn't have a great, like if he's in close, he could rip it, but he doesn't for a defenseman. He'd like a real blast from the point sometimes. He's not capable of it. I've never seen him just wind up and blast one from the point. And that's what the Leafs need. The only one that's doing it now, Oliver Ekman-Larsson will blast one every once in a while. But that's what you need. Like, you need a guy to wind up and blast it. Because everybody, they get in front of the shots, block shots. So they're not scared to block one of Moraes' wrist shots. But if you get somebody that really steps into one, kind of gets them thinking, they're going to get stung. I even think leaving Ovechkin, he could probably get some goalie sick. And even the goalies have all the padding nowadays. He just steps into it and blasts it. I know even with the goalie, all the padding, that's going to sting sometimes. The old days with that thin leather padding, the goalies would be getting broken bones. Yeah, I don't know. They wanted Riley to like agree to a trade or whatever. and he didn't want to do it. Seems like he's going to refuse to go till his contract runs. I don't remember how much is left on his contract. But it's kind of weird. Like, a team wants to trade you. They said, no, I'm not going. So he's playing for a team that, I guess the players want him around. Maybe the players maybe like him. But the management would have traded. If he would have waived his no trade or no movement, the Leafs would have traded him by now. Yeah, but sure, it is a must-win. And in January, they're playing 17 games in January. So this is their chance to really make up ground and really, not just make the playoffs, but maybe move up the standings in January. And Winnipeg was so good last year, too. Now now they stink. Uh-oh. Yeah, the Leafs, at least they're playing kind of patient. Like, I guess they don't, want to give up another one and then just waiting for their chance. Uh, they're just playing like a patient game now. I guess they'll wait, just kind of hang in there, wait for a chance. Yeah, Colorado's. Yeah, hopefully Easton Cowan. I don't know, like, he started off the season pretty good, but he's kind of like slowed down. I don't know, like, so maybe as a rookie, he started off good, and now he's never played it like in a long NHL season. Maybe he's starting to wear on him only halfway through the season. It's more of a grind than playing in junior. Like the star players do it. Like when they're a rookie, they manage to keep going. But I'm not sure. Like he's going to be a really good player. I'm not sure if he's going to be a star player, though. I think he's just going to be a really good player. It's weird that Connor Bedard was left off Team Canada unless there's an injury or something for the Olympics. Go Leafs, go. The Leafs fan. Company not, huh? Company not compang? I don't know. What do you mean? I don't know what that means. Company not compang. I don't know what that means. Oh yeah, tied up, ripped it, posted in. Michelli, beauty, just ripped it, posting in. Oh yeah, just ripped it. Bing. I love that. Well, bing. Beauty. Beauty. All tied up. Now I just hope they do it, win it before overtime. Overtime kills me. I'll take an overtime. I guess I would take the 1 point, guaranteed 1 point. Yeah, it was 4-1. Oh, Barzal got injured. Habs guy. Actually, kind of cool. I got a Habs guy, Habs fan. That's okay. I'm okay with Habs fans. I might as well say it again. Like I said it before, but I mean, I shouldn't be saying it on my channel, but but I was telling the Leafs fan before. Like I was born and raised in Toronto, diehard Leafs fan all my life, but my Montreal-born father was a Habs fan. Oh, okay. No, it's okay, Habs guy. We're all nice here. Don't worry about it. It's good. If you were a Bruins fan, I would worry. The Bruins fans really, I really get a rough time from them in the comments and stuff. I do like from Habs fans too, but I'm a Habs fan. It's just more joking around and stuff. Bruins fans, they get pretty hostile. I find, I don't know. Like, well, because they make fun, because I guess kind of more of a recent history in the playoffs, and lots to make fun of, because the Leafs never beat them. Oh yeah, I know you're a Toronto fan. Well, your logo is you have a Leafs logo as your channel logo. Oh no, Winnipeg. Oh man. After all that, well, 11 minutes left still to tie it up again. Oh man. They were doing so good. Oh man. Oh. Wish Riley would have gone at the guy a bit, maybe. Yeah, they tied it, but then yeah, I don't know what's going on with the Jets. The Leafs could still tie it. Over 10 minutes left. Winnipeg is out shooting them 23, 33-23. Oh, man. Well, the Leafs, they just keep playing the way they were. They tied it up before. They tie it up again. Be nice if Matthews gets the hat trick, ties it up with a hat trick. That would be fantastic. Matthews is playing better again lately. Hopefully he's going to get back to his old self pretty soon. I don't know what's going on for a year and a half. Oh man, the Leafs have the pressure on. They're doing pretty good still. I still have confidence they're going to get this done. They're going to tie it up. Now I'll take the over. I don't care. Just tie it up. I'll take the overtime. Just tie it at this point. Oh, what I say, it'll be. Oh man, yeah. Oh, Are you going now? Southern hockey. But I thank you, like for. I really appreciate it a ton. Like having people in the chat. Well, how do I watch the World Juniors? Yeah, it's on. Well, in Canada, it's on TSN. I don't know. Oh, you're saying okay, thanks, man, because the guy told you it's on TSN. I wasn't sure what you meant. Oh, I'm glad because you're still hanging around. Yeah, the Leafs tie it up. Yeah, the Leafs tie it up. I don't know how, because I was gabbing. Stetcher. His first as a Leaf. Beauty. Troy Stetcher. Yeah, I don't know how. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I don't know how you get TSN, like, because here, like, it's kind of like TSN and Sportsnet are kind of like our ESPN. And it's just like a Canadian cable. So I'm not sure, like, how how you could get TSN down there. And I don't know if that's on something else. The World Juniors are on something other than TSN. Maybe if you go to the IIHF website, maybe that's the International Ice Hockey Federation. Like maybe they have a way of streaming. Maybe they're streaming it or something. That's possible. They could be streaming it. It's worth a try. Because I don't know how you get TSN. But you'd think somebody's showing it in the States because Team USA is in the World Juniors. They must be somebody must be showing it because Team USA's in there. They have to be showing it to somebody. Yeah, I don't know if you can get TSN because it's because TSN and Sportsnet are like Canadian sports cable things, like so. A lot. I'm not sure. They don't show it on YouTube or something like it's. So I'm not sure if there's a way to watch it. Like you can watch it like I get TSN because because I get it. Like TSN Sportsnet, so it's like with my TV package. So I get it. And then you can watch that on the internet too, but it's with your TV package. It's like you pay it with your TV subscription, so you can watch it on the internet too. So I can't think of. There must be somebody showing it though. Maybe. Oh, you watching the Leafs now? Yeah, because you couldn't watch it before. I thought you said you were like downstairs and your parents were watching upstairs or something. Oh, the Leafs scored again. Austin Matthews, hat trick. Beauty. He's catching fire, man. Beauty. Austin Matthews. Oh, man. First hat trick in almost 2 years. They're littering the ice with hats. Beauty. Three goals, 4 if you count the one on his own net, deflected on his own net. But 3 goals. Beauty. Oh, yeah. Beauty. Oh, the goal. Yeah, beauty, man. Yeah, man. Go Leafs, go. Go Leafs, go. Go. Oh, man, he's so happy. He's so happy. And Leafs fans are so happy. Austin Matthews is back. Let's go. After a year and a half, he's finally looking like Austin Matthews again. Let's go. Beauty. Let's go Leafs. .4 minutes. The Jets are gonna put a push on. No, go back. Yeah, Austin Matthews hat trick. Yeah, and the Leafs have had a few of those high-scoring games lately. The scoring is back, man. Yeah, they're gonna get on. They're gonna get on a roll now, and when they get in the playoffs, they're gonna surprise a lot of people. It's going to be all these years like, oh yeah, like where the Leafs, had did great during the regular season, and everybody's saying, oh, the regular season, and Leafs fans are saying, oh, they're playing so great, they're first playing, and everybody's saying, oh, the regular season means nothing. The regular season means nothing. It's all that people ever said to Leafs fans over the last 10 years or so. The regular season means nothing. So the regular season means nothing. As long as you make the playoffs, the regular season means nothing. The Leafs are going to catch fire when they get in the playoffs. They're going to catch fire. Everybody else will look out. Doesn't matter who they play. The Leafs are going to be on fire. Let's go. Yeah. But maybe you went to that game. Maybe you sparked it. Maybe you gave them good luck or something. That's weird. I feel bad for you. The one game sooner, if they would have started this, because after the Dallas game, that's when they started to play so good. But they did play okay against that game you went to in Dallas. Didn't they? I don't remember. Oh, no. Is that the game they really lost? The Dallas game. What was the score in the Dallas game at the end? I think they lost that one badly. I actually watched that one at my nephew's. I wasn't at home. Yeah. Yeah, I remember. It was kind of, 'cause I wasn't at home and I watched it, and it was kind of a not so good game. Yeah, 5-1. The Leafs have now scored 23 goals in their last 4 home games. That's why I wear these earbuds, so I could repeat what Chris Cuthbert is saying. The only thing about these earbuds, it drives me nuts because any little movement, it feels like they're going to fall out. So one of these times I'm going to go to pee or something, and they're going to fall in the toilet. I mean, walking, they're going to fall in a puddle. I'm walking outside, listening to something. You got to sort of glue them in, or duct tape. Put some duct tape. Oh yeah, that could have been 4. Ripped it wide. Ripped it 10 feet wide. Here we go. Just under 2 minutes left. 6-5 Leafs. Here we go. Winnipeg's pulled the goalie. Winnipeg's got the pressure on. The Leafs just got possession, and then I hope the Leafs get that one empty netter, because I like the empty netter, because the Trolls like when I upload the empty netters. Oh, fuck. Oops. I didn't. Okay, and I really appreciate like you adding to the chat. I appreciate it a ton. I appreciate all of you that are here. Thank you. Really appreciate it. It's only 25 seconds left. Oh, you met Joe Bowen? That's cool. $25 seconds left. 25.6 seconds left. Oh, wow. The last time Matthews ever scored 4 goals in a game was that first game, that very first NHL game where he got 4 goals. He hasn't done it again since. He has a chance now. Oh. Oh, what a save! Hildeby, what a save! Beauty! Beauty! He saved the game. What a save! The game is over. Dennis Hildeby with a huge save. Humongous save. Huge save. What a game. What a comeback. Go Leafs, go. Man, the save of the year. The save of the century. Oh, yeah, beauty. What a save. Oh, man. Dennis Hildeby comes into the game for Joseph Woll and dominates. Yeah. What a win. What a beauty win. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I'm going to end the stream now. That was fun tonight. I had a bunch of people commenting. Yeah, maybe we'll do this again. Maybe we'll do this again soon. Yeah, we'll do it again soon. I'm not sure when. I'm not going to do every game, but we'll do it again soon. Thank you, everybody. Holy Mackinac is right. Yeah, it was fun. I had a blast. I'm glad other people had fun too. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Okay, that's it. Go Leafs, go! Thank you, everyone. Okay.